Welcome to our channel of Nagesh Karasgi Orchid School. My name is Kajal Kulkarni and I am going to teach grade 6 English honeysuckle. Before we start, students, can you tell me the names of the deserts? Few deserts which you are knowing are in India. Yes, very good. We are having in Rajasthan. Yes, the Rajasthan Thar desert. Also many deserts are there in Saudi Arabia. It is a desert land. We are having two kinds of deserts, that is hot desert and cold desert. So cold deserts are all covered with snow, right? Ladakh, it is all covered by snow. We don't get any food or crops. Similarly, in the hot deserts, we don't get any crops. So, what do you think? What kind of animals survive in this land? So, today we are going to see in this chapter all about desert animals. So, let's start. The first animal, desert animals. Deserts are the driest places on earth and sometimes go for months or even years without rain. Yes, students, sometimes there are no rains even for years and years, and sometimes it rains like between we had seen in the news that in Rajasthan also it rained very heavily. So it happens that when it rains for a few months, and when it doesn't rain for years. But even the desert animals cannot survive without water or for long periods in the scorching sun, so they have had to find different ways of coping with the harsh conditions. For example, gerbils spend the hottest part of the day in cool underground burrows. Now what exactly it is saying? See, students, everyone require water. Everyone need water to survive. Yes, if we don't get water, we cannot survive without water. See, after 1 or 2 hours, if we are talking continuously, we feel like drinking water. We feel a thirst that yes, now we should have water or we should have something very chilled. Yes, in summer we feel like taking chilled water. In winters, do we take chilled water? No, we feel like okay, we need water. But we need water to survive. So similarly in deserts, the animals, even human beings, they need water to survive. So now from where will they get water? They are having a scorching sun. Scorching means very hot. You all must have visited. Many of the students are from Rajasthan, so they must be knowing that how the Rajasthan temperature is, how the climate is there. Yes, so in that scorching sun, which is for a very long period, students, there are no rains. So just imagine how the animals will be surviving without water. So the animals like to coop up. Coop up means to overcome. Cooping up means to overcome. So they have had different ways of cooping up with the harsh conditions. To overcome these harsh conditions, what the animals are doing. So one example is given of gerbils. Now what is gerbils? Gerbils is a mouse-like desert rodent with long hind legs. It is like a mouse. Okay, a desert, it is found only in deserts, and it has long hind legs. Hind legs means the legs which are at back side. Behind those 2 legs, they have it long. And what do? They spend their day which is very hot. The days are very hot in desert and nights are cold. So what do? They just go underground. They make burrows, okay, hole in the ground, and they remain the whole day in that cool condition under the burrow. And strange insects called darkling beetles are experts at catching drops of moisture on their legs, then lifting them into the air until the drops trickle down into their mouth. Now see how the animals, it is like we can say a creation, God's creation, and how they are doing, how these insects, the insect called darkling beetles, okay, darkling beetles, what do? They have on their legs the moisture from the body that comes, yes, like a sweat. What do? They turn into drops. When we sweat, means our moisture comes out from the body in the form of sweat. So those drops from their leg, they lift in such a way that the drop means from their leg it should drop directly into the mouth. So they lift their leg in such a way that that drop tickles down means slowly, when we are sweating, the sweat slowly comes down. Yes, we get that tickling feel. Someone is tickling us, we get that feel. So same way, that tickles down directly into their mouth. So just see how they survive or how they solve their problem. They cope up, they overcome with the problem of water during summer. Not all deserts are endless seas of rolling sand dunes. Some are rocky or pebbly and dotted with small bushes, while others are sprinkled with colorful flowers during the spring. Now what it is telling, that not all the deserts, they are having those sand dunes. Sand dunes means the sand, small hills of sand. When the breeze blows, when the wind blows, that sand takes up it takes the sand particles along with it and makes another sand dune. Where it gets the obstacle, there it forms again a sand dune. So it is not always the deserts are full of sand. There are also some deserts, they are rocky or pebbly. Pebbly means small stones, okay, and they are sometimes dotted with small bushes. Dotted means only rarely there are some bushes found in the deserts, and also sometimes they are sprinkled with colorful flowers. Sprinkled means when we just our hands are wet and when we just sprinkle, so it is scattered, okay, it is not like very thick, it is all scattered. So in such a way there are colorful flowers also, but when during spring. There are more than 2,300 different kinds of snakes around the world. Now this chapter, students, is all about the desert animals. Which animals are found in the desert and how do they survive in these conditions, whether in this hot, scorching conditions, climate. There are more than 2,300 different kinds of snakes around the world, ranging from just 15 centimeters long to more than 11 meters. Most snakes are quite harmless. Now in world we can find different kinds. How many different kinds? More than 2300 different kinds of snakes are found in the world, and they are, means their size, their length is from 15 centimeters to 11 meters. From 15 centimeters small, 15 centimeter means I think it must be your half scale, the scale which you all use, small one, that half scale to 11 meters long. Mine, it is a very big. So most of the snakes are very harmless, they are not harmful. Harmless means they don't harm, there is no harm if they even bite, but there are a few that are so poisonous they can kill a human being with just one bite. So few are very poisonous, in their one bite also we can die. Most snakes lay eggs, but there are many which give birth to their young. Means we have always seen that these snakes give birth to lays eggs, but there are snakes, some species, who even give birth to young ones. In the dry rocky deserts of America lives a rather evil looking snake with a very bad reputation. Its frightening rattle can be heard as far as 30 meters away, and it can strike with lightning speed. Now there is one species of snake which is found in America, in the rocky deserts, in dry rocky deserts of America, and it is a very evil looking snake, and its reputation is very bad. Reputation means that when anyone looks, you can see the picture of that snake. It is a rattlesnake. You can see this tail here, and in this tail it makes a sound, that rattle means when a baby is crying, we take one toy and that makes that sound. That way this rattlesnakes have this, in this tail here, in its tail there is a rattle which makes sound. It lifts up high in the air, you can see it has lifted, and it moves, it shakes, so that sound is made. And why that sound they make? So that when they are very excited, when they are angry, they make this sound, so that they are giving some signal that please don't come near us. Okay, so these are having a very bad reputation. Its frightening rattle can be heard as far as 30 meters away. This sound can be heard 30 meters away from it. Okay, as far as 30 meters, and it can strike, means it can attack a person in a lightning speed. Means you won't even understand that what happened. Okay, but the rattlesnake or rattler, as it is sometimes called, means sometimes it is also called as rattler. The rattlesnakes are also called as rattler sometimes. Prefers to avoid people if it possibly can. These snakes try to be away from people. They don't like to be means they don't like to be in the place where they find many people. Okay, they try to be away from them. It holds its tail upright and rattles the end whenever it is disturbed, in the hope that the intruder will go away. Now what do you mean by intruder? Intruder means you can say a person who is trying to enter, means these snakes, they can smell, right? So if someone is coming, they will feel that someone is coming near them. The vibrations, they get the vibrations. So these rattlers start making that sound. You know, these rattler snakes, they can't hear the sound. What sound they are making, they themselves cannot hear it. Okay, so these sound they start making when they find some intruder. Okay, so it holds its tail upright and rattles the end whenever it is disturbed, in the hope that the intruder will go away. Means in the hope that if there is anyone nearby, if there is no, when they are really disturbed, they think that the people should not come to them, near them. So what do? They make this sound and try to make them run away from there, to frighten them. However, if its warnings are ignored and it feels threatened, it will coil ready to bite. Now when these snakes think that the person who is not listening, it is not even after giving the warning, they are ignoring my warning, they are still coming near me. So then they coil ready, means they take the position for biting. But the rattler itself cannot hear the noise its own tail makes. Like most snakes, it hears things through vibrations in the ground. As I told you, this rattlesnake cannot hear what sound they are making, but few snakes they can hear through the vibration of the ground. Okay. If a person walks nearby the snake, can feel the movement, but if the same person were to shout, it would not hear a thing. If a person is shouting, the snakes cannot hear anything. But if a person moves, just gives a slight move, then the snake comes to know that the person is trying to attack. Rattlesnakes are very common and widespread animals living right across the American continent from Canada to Argentina. Now where are these rattlesnakes found? They are commonly found in the American continent, from where? Canada to Argentina. They feed a variety of prey including mice, voles, rats, chipmunks and many other. Now what mice you all know? It is like a mouse. Okay, they eat mice. Voles means it is a small plant eating rodent. The meaning is given, it is a small plant eating rodent. Chipmunks. Now what do you mean by chipmunks? It is a small ground squirrel having light and dark stripes. Okay, a squirrel. These snakes eat also squirrels, rats and many other. And many other small animals. Rattlesnakes kill their prey with venom. Now what do you mean by venom? It is a poisonous liquid which the snakes throw from its mouth. Like all snakes, they swallow the unfortunate animal whole. Who? The rattlesnakes. They swallow. Unfortunate means unlucky, someone who is very unlucky, which are animals. They are eaten up, they are swollen, directly swallow the whole animal. Few snakes have to eat more than once a week, and some, such as the larger pythons, can survive for a year or more without eating. Now there are few snakes who need their food once in a week, and some snakes which are very large like pythons, they can survive without eating for a year or more than that. Okay, this was all about the snakes found in deserts. Now which are the animals that are found in desert is, one of it is mongoose. Mongooses like to hunt together. but they always keep a lookout for dangerous predators nearby. Now what do you mean by predators? An animal naturally preying on others. Mongoose, they are always fond of snakes. When we say, the mongoose is seen, we say that somewhere it must have smelled the snake. Okay, poking their nose, this is the nose. Poking means to dig, okay, to put their nose in the ground. Poking their nose into holes or turning rocks with their paws, this is called as paws. Here this is paws, okay, to turn the rocks, small stones with the help of the paws, and scratching the ground with their sharp claws. These are called as, here this is paws here, okay, and claws means the nails, Punjabi say. With that they start digging the ground. Banded mongoose, these are, see, banded, they are having bands on the body, stripes, okay. Banded mongooses are very amusing animals to watch. Amusing means interesting, enjoyable. A common sight in many parts of Africa. They travel in groups of about 20 to forage for beetles, millipedes and other small creatures. Now what do you mean by forage? To search for food. These mongoose, they move in a group of 20. Okay, and what do they search? They search beetles. They go in search of beetles, millipedes and other small creatures. Okay, they like to hunt together, keeping in touch whenever they go out of sight behind rocks or bushes by twittering and calling. They always like to go for hunting when together, means they always like to go in group. And when suppose they are hiding somewhere, okay, in search, when some creature, when they feel that something is coming near them, so they try to hide themselves. So when they are hiding themselves, how they will call each other? They will call each other by twittering, by making that sound. So by making the sound, they call each other and always try to be in group. Always on the lookout for danger, like hawks, eagles and large snakes, they warn one another with a special alarm call if they spot anything suspicious. Now see, the eagle, they are having danger from, means the eagles may hurt the mongooses. So hawks, eagles and large snakes, when they see such things, and when they feel the danger of these animals, what do? They try to alarm, they send the alarms to one another when they see such suspicious thing, and they try to hide near the bushes and behind the rocks. Mongooses are famous for being able to kill snakes without getting hurt themselves. Now we all know that mongoose eats snakes and they are very active in catching the snakes. So they can catch or they can kill the snakes without getting hurted. They don't even get hurt sometimes. Their reactions are so fast that they can dodge each time the snake strikes. Whenever the snake strikes to bite or gives a strike, the mongoose dodges. Dodges means from that place it will come to the right hand side. From right hand it will go to the left hand side. Okay, so it will dodge immediately. So every time the snake strikes, the mongoose dodges. And what the mongoose does, it keeps on doing this way. And the snake becomes very tired, and when the mongoose feels that the snake is tired, immediately then the mongoose attacks on the snake and kills the snake. The continuous continually make a nuisance of themselves until after a while. They continually make a nuisance of themselves until after a while, when the snake gets tired, they quickly dive on it for the kill, or they quickly dive in for the kill. Means they keep on doing that nuisance. Nuisance means keep on doing that same thing. Okay, so it keeps on doing that same thing again and again, and it will see that the snake is now tired, and then it will dive on it just and kill the snake. Now what does the dodge means? Move quickly to avoid its enemy. All the female mongooses have their kitten at about the same time. Means they have their babies almost at the same time. They are raised by the whole group in a den made inside an old termite mound or hollow log. Means the trees where there are holes. Okay, in that place these females raise their kittens. Means to feed them, and all that thing is done in that hole, and when the babies grow up, then they again separate, but they always be in groups. When most of the adults are out looking for food, one or two males stay behind to stand guard until the others return for the night. Means it says that all the mongooses, when they go for hunting, one or two, they remain with the female group and they guard them, okay, till the other comes back at night. Another animal which lives in the desert is the camel. Camels were first domesticated by people many thousands of years ago. In the wild, camels usually live in small groups of up to 30 animals. The next animal we find in the deserts are camels. So camels they were domesticated. People in the desert were keeping these camels at home many thousands of years ago. And these animals used to live in group of always 30 animals. Camels have long, shaggy winter coats to keep warm and shorter, tidier coats in the summer to keep cool. Now the camels have their own, means they never feel when it is cold. They don't feel cold. Why? Because their shaggy body, the hair on their body, that protects them from the wind, and so it protects it works like a coat which keeps them warm in winter, and in summer those it becomes shorter. Means they have the internal body is working, the working of the body in such a way that it becomes tidier, the hairs are not found, and it keeps them cool in summer. A thirsty camel can drink as much as 30 gallons of water. That's about 500 full glasses in just 10 minutes. These camels can drink 500 full glasses of water in just 10 minutes. Normally, however, it gets all the moisture it needs from desert plants and can survive for up to 10 months without drinking any water at all. Why these camels are kept in the desert, students? Because they don't feel thirsty. They can survive without water till 10 months. Up to 10 months, if they don't get water, they can survive. See, this is a camel. Here we can see two-hump camel. This is a two-hump camel. We can also see one-hump camel. This hump is not there. Only one hump is there. Okay. There are two different kinds of camel. One, known as the dromedary, has only a single hump. The other is called a Bactrian camel that has two humps. One hump is dromedary, which is having single hump, and the camel who has two humps, they are called as Bactrians. The humps help the animal to survive in the desert by acting as a storage containers. But they don't store water as many people wrongly believe. They are all full of fat. Yes, we believe that the camel, when it drinks water, the water is stored in its hump, and whenever it feels thirsty, the water means it comes to their mouth and they feel means the thirst is quenched. But it is not so. The humps are the storage of fats. They are full of fat. This fat nourishes the camels when food is scarce, means when there is shortage of food. So these camels can nourish themselves when there is a shortage of food. If they have nothing to eat for several days, their humps shrink as the fat is used up. There are many other ways in which camels are adapted to desert life. Their mouths are so tough that even the sharp thorn cannot pierce through. Their mouth is so tough that even a thorn means the kata we say, okay, the thorn also cannot pierce their mouth. Pierce means to go through, okay, like we pierce our ears. So that thorns cannot pierce their mouth. So here we have completed with the desert animals also, students. If any doubts regarding this chapter, we will solve it in our doubt solving session. Till then, thank you.